Tonight, the state's top law enforcement official says she is looking into the fatal police shooting of a Shelby Township man. He was unarmed and shot not far from his own home. 7 investigator Ross Jones is live tonight with the very latest on this case. Ross?
Carolyn, good evening. County prosecutors already passed on bringing charges, but tonight Dana Nessel says this deserves a second look.
Our conclusions will be based on 3 things and 3 things only, and that is the evidence, the facts, and the law.
20 months after an unarmed man was shot and killed by Shelby Township police, Attorney General Dana Nessel announced her office is giving the case a second look.
You start identifying or notifying our officers that he was armed.
Back in November 2018, Kanwabir Mali was shot and killed by an officer after exiting a vehicle police say he stole from his parents. It happened at the Spring Hill apartment complex where Mali lived. The 25-year-old was of Asian Indian descent. Back then, Chief Robert Shalide called the shooting justified.
There were furtive hand gestures made along with verbal statement.
Officers say Mali told them he was armed, but after he was shot, officers never recovered a weapon.
In a case like this where you have a video of a civilian who dies at the hands of the police, people ought to know if that case is to be denied, and maybe it is a justified shooting. I don't know yet.
Back in 2019, the shooting was investigated by the Macomb County Sheriff's Office, then turned over to then-prosecutor Eric Smith, who declined to bring charges. Recently, Nessel says Sheriff Anthony Wickersham asked her to give the case another look.
I don't know if he felt as though it had not been thoroughly reviewed by Eric Smith in his time as being prosecutor.
Today's announcement comes just days after Chief Robert Shalide returned to work at Shelby Township following a 30-day suspension for making racially charged tweets that glorified violence against protesters.
Does that set off alarm bells when you see that? Yeah, it's a concern. I'm not going to say it's not an interesting development when you look at the case as a whole. But, you know, we'll take everything into account. We will review everything.
Now, a spokesperson for Sheriff Anthony Wickersham would not say why the sheriff asked that this case get a second look, but he said in a statement he supports the Attorney General reviewing it. We're live tonight. I'm Ross Jones, 7 Action News.
All right, Ross, we'll watch and see what happens. Thank you so much.